Hi there, this is Nick Winder with Larson & Company Real Estate out of Draper, Utah. I'm glad you made it to my website. It's a prevention plan for foreclosure. Over 2.8 million homes were foreclosed in 2009 across the United States, and in my opinion, that's 2.8 million too many. So let me ask you, are you late on your payments? Do you have no way to catch up or stay current? Have you spent all your savings trying to stay in your house? And maybe are you ready to throw in the towel? Please don't throw in the towel because that's the last resort and should never be an option. This is a 10-minute presentation, and if you don't have 10 minutes, I want you to call me. There's my number. I'll give you a free assessment of what's going on and what possibly I can do to help you. I know that a lot of people are busy, so if you don't have 10 minutes to watch this presentation, please give me a call. I'll do anything that I can to help. So who am I? Who's this guy that's talking to your computer right now? Well, I'm an avid entertainment fan, first and foremost. I love sports, movies, dancing, plays, anything that shows off somebody else's hidden talents that I don't possess, or maybe that just is fun for me to go to. I'm a college graduate. I'm currently working on my Master's of Business Administration and Marketing from Regis University, where I got my undergraduate in Business and Management. I'm a college athlete, former college athlete, for the men's basketball team at Regis in Denver. I'm an outdoorsman, though some of you can seriously argue this. I do love to fish and hunt, ride my motorcycle, hike, some of those types of things, to be outdoors. I just love being out in the Utah weather. I'm a favorite uncle, although I have two brothers that'll try and trump me for that. But this is my presentation, so according to me, I'm the favorite uncle. And I'm also a real estate agent by trade. I have the SFR certification, which is a short sale and foreclosure resource. I've taken extensive training on short sales and pre-foreclosures. So what is a foreclosure? I'm sure you've heard the word before, but what's the definition? Well, a foreclosure is the legal and professional proceeding in which a mortgagee or other lien holder, usually a lender, obtains a court-ordered termination of a mortgager's equitable right of redemption. Now, if you're anything like me, you get confused with all the legal jargon in there. So here's a simple definition of foreclosure. The bank is going to take your home back. If you don't pay your mortgage, the bank will take your home back. So what are the steps to foreclosure? Well, first is a notice of default. That's when, after 90 days of not making a payment, the bank sends you a notice of default from an attorney and notifies you that you are defaulting on your mortgage. Then you get a redemption period where you can make up your payments and some other hidden fees that the lenders have. If you don't do that, then you have a sale date on your home. Once the home sells or goes back to the bank because they can't sell it, it's time for you to move. You have no choice. You have to leave the house. So how does a foreclosure affect me? I understand that what's going to happen and what a foreclosure is. Well, how is it going to affect you? First, it's going to severely damage your credit. No one will tell me exactly how much it's going to damage your credit, but the National Association of Realtors says at least 200-point credit hit, at least. And it's also going to stay on your credit for 7 years. If you don't care about your credit, here's something that's pretty real for you. You have to leave. No one is going to come and, like they do in the movies, knock on your door and say you have 24 hours and we're going to put a lock on it, those types of things. But you are going to have to leave sooner or later. The lender's not going to let you stay there because it's now their house and they'd rather it sit vacant than let you stay there after you haven't made payments. And most likely you're going to have trouble finding a new residence. So what can you do to stop it? Well, you have basically two really common options. And the first one is a short sale. This is where your home is worth less than what you owe and the bank takes a blow for the rest of the mortgage. The second option is a loan modification, and this is where you negotiate with the bank to change the terms of your mortgage. So here's a little bit more about short sales. This is where you negotiate a settlement with the bank to release the lien on the mortgage. Once again, day-to-day translation, you talk with the bank, they accept less on a sale than what you owe on the house. This is going to substantially lower the credit damage. The National Association of Realtors says that credit can be lowered by only about 50 points and remain on the credit history for 2 years rather than 7. And it's also going to avoid eviction and forced removal. Now, you are going to have to leave because you are selling your home, but it's on your terms, kind of, not somebody else's. You do have to leave before the home is sold, of course. So what's a loan modification and how does a loan mod work? Well, there's several different ways. The most common are the first two. An interest rate decrease, this is where maybe you have a 7% interest rate and they'll lower it to 5.5 or 5.25 and lower your payments. Or they can extend the life of the loan. So instead of having a 30-year or 20-year commitment, they extend it to a 40 or 45. Now the third option, decrease the value of the home to market value, is very, very, very rare, and I've actually never heard of the banks doing it because they don't make any money off it. So in essence, you have to decide what you're going to do. If you want to stay in your home, I encourage you to do everything possible to follow that path. And so have you asked your boss for a raise? I know it might be like pulling teeth asking a boss for a raise at this point in the economy, but it is an option. Have you asked a family member for money? That's obviously could be just as bad as asking a boss for a raise. Once again, it's an option. Have you sold some of your other belongings, maybe your boat or your motorcycle, second car, some of those things to make up some of your payments and be able to make some more? Have you talked with your lender? Have you let them know what the situation is? To stay in your home, you may have to do some things that, quite frankly, you don't want to do, but that might be what it takes to stay. So, sell or stay, what do I do? Well, I'm sorry, but as Nick Winder, I can't answer that question for you. You have to make that decision. And no one else should feel comfortable doing it either. So here's some more questions. Am I eligible for a loan modification? Because you do have to apply and you do have to be eligible. If I am eligible and can't afford the payment still, where should I get the money from? And if I can't modify, am I willing to sell? If I do want to sell my house, do I hire a realtor or do I do it myself? What's the plan? And if I do sell it, how long will it take me to get a loan? Okay, so those are kind of some of the questions you have to ask. Well, why you, Nick? What makes you so special? I know a real estate agent, and there was a guy on my doorstep 2 weeks ago telling me that he could help me too. And I'm sure they told you they were honest, hardworking, they'll give you a quick response. Well, everybody's going to tell you that, so I'm not going to tell you that. What I'm going to say is that I can save you $15,000 to $20,000 right off the start. And I'll do that by negotiating with the lender to pay all real estate related fees. Now, if you have a $200,000 house and the real estate related fees are 6%, that's $12,000 and above in savings to you. If you have a $400,000 house, $24,000 in savings, and if you have a $1 million house, that's $60,000 plus in savings to you. I've also done 103 short sales in 2009. I have a team of experts who are just absolutely fabulous at getting the job done. We all specialize in a certain niche within the short sales, and we just go at it and attack it. We currently are doing 107 loan modifications as of February 26, 2010. More than 24 agents use our team for all their short sales. As soon as they get one, they call us and say, "Hey, listen, here it is. Get your team together. Let's work." You will never ever have to talk to the bank again. I and my team handle all the negotiations with the bank on your behalf, and so you don't have to stay on hold for 45 minutes. Okay? So now's the time to call me. Now is the time to maybe email me and say, "Nick, I've got a situation. What can you do for me?" All right? So my number is 801-368-7144. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Do everything you can possible to not foreclose on your home. Once again, I can't do anything until you call me, so please do right now, and I look forward to hearing from you very, very soon.